Think and Grow Rich. Interesting book, but I'm here to tell you it's actually harder than it seems. You don't just think and grow rich. Let me tell you how hard it actually is.
Wozniak here, Tom Peng. I hope your YouTube channel's going well. If you have skills in one area, it's important to pay attention to the other disciplines that make a business successful. Marketing and business itself, just wanting to be successful and make money so you can live forever. I wish you luck.
All right, so Think and Grow Rich, one of my favorite books by Napoleon Hill, right? Chapter 11, again, I say it's my favorite chapter. And but the most important chapter, I would say, is chapter 1, thought are things, because thought becomes reality. And then, of course, chapter 2, it talks about desire. You gotta have passion, and then and so on and so forth. It does talk about take fucking action, right? So I won't bore you with the details of the book. You can read it yourself. You can buy it at any Vietnamese bookstore, whether it's in Vietnamese version or English version, right? You can buy it, and in fact, they even made a movie about it recently, I believe. So there's many ways you can absorb this material, this information, right? It's a good read. I read most of the book, not all of it, but I think it really basically defines how to become truly successful. I mean, if you just read this book and do what it says, I think you're halfway there, really. But the problem is that most people read it and they don't take fucking action. Most people read it, but they don't actually take this information into use. And that's why, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that, you understand the material. If you don't use it, it still is not gonna work, right? So today I'm gonna tell you about something that's not in this book, right? It says think and grow rich. But I'm here to tell you that it's actually much harder than the book title says, or what the book tells you to do, and the reason why people can't do it, right? The reason why it's actually much harder is because it says, I keep on grabbing the book, but because it says think and grow rich. You gotta think first, all right? You gotta think. It doesn't say procrastinate and grow rich. It doesn't say sit at home and grow rich. It doesn't say, jack off and grow rich. It doesn't say, like play with your dick and grow rich, right? It says think and grow rich. And the hardest thing to do for anyone is thinking. And I want you to think about your own life, right? When you ride the motorbike, are you thinking? Probably not, because when you ride the motorbike, it's basically automatic. You ride the motorbike so well now, you don't think about it. When you first learn how to ride a motorbike, you're thinking about everything you do. Do I give more gas? Do I, press on the brakes? What do I do with the steering? When you start learning the motorbike, you're thinking about everything, every detail. But after you learn how to ride the motorbike, you stop thinking about it. You just ride because you're in automatic mode. I also want you to think about when you use Facebook or TikTok or even YouTube, right? You're just watching one video after another. Or on Facebook, you're watching your friends, what they're doing, and so on and so forth. Are you thinking? No. Your brain is in automatic mode, right? And your brain likes that mode. Your brain likes to do things that do not require thinking. It enjoys things that require very little thinking. So when you're riding the motorbike, your brain likes that. Your brain is in automatic mode, right? When you are doing Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, your brain is in automatic mode. Even better, every time you swipe up, your brain gets something called, dopamine. It gives you pleasure. Your brain feels happy because you're trying to figure out, what you're gonna get next, what next piece of information you're gonna get. And all these apps use this psychological trick. You're addicted to their apps. Like, do you know people that are addicted to Facebook? Every 5 minutes they're checking their Facebook. Before they go to bed, they spend like 2 hours on Facebook. When they wake up, they spend 15 minutes on Facebook. When they're sitting on the fucking toilet, they're on Facebook. People like that? Because they are actually addicted to it. And whenever they're doing this, they're like swiping up, the brain is in automatic mode. They're not actually thinking. They're not thinking about anything. The brain is just being fed with information, and then the brain is getting the dopamine to make it feel good. You're not thinking. Actual real thinking is hard. When you actually think, it actually uses energy, right? Actually, when you think, your brain is burning energy, and you actually sweat. You actually, your body temperature actually rises, and it's actually work. And your body doesn't like that, because your body doesn't like anything that requires the use of energy, because your body is trying to conserve energy. Your body doesn't want you to use too much energy, because in the ancient times when we were hunter-gatherers, right, we try to conserve energy, because the more energy you use, the more likely you're gonna die. So your brain is conditioned, trained to help you conserve energy. It tells you, don't think too much. Just go to automatic mode. Save the energy. So back to this, think and grow rich. If you're doing anything that I just said, YouTube, TikTok, riding the motorbike, all those things, you're not thinking. You're not thinking. And you're not gonna get rich by doing any of those things. And if you wanna get rich, that means you actually have to think. And it's important how you think as well, right? So maybe the very first thing you need to think is this. What kind of questions are you asking yourself, right? Are you asking the right questions? Let me give you some questions, okay? Why does my life suck? That is not a very good question, because you're gonna get answers like, well, because the society is unfair, because I have poor parents, because I'm stupid, right? You're gonna come out with really irrational answers, and those answers don't really help you, right? You gotta ask the right questions, and the right questions are, for example, how can I make more money? Okay, that is a good starting question. It's still not good enough yet, all right? I want you to be even more specific, right? How can I make more money doing what I love? Aha! And you really have to think about it. You don't just ask yourself the question and then just, you really need to think. Now you really gotta get your brain to work, right? I like to do what? What do I like to do? Oh, I like to, draw. I like to draw. How can I make money from drawing? Well, maybe I can, you start thinking, right? You can start thinking about what you can do. And now you ask even more specific questions. How can I make more money doing what I love and still have time for family and kids? So you start being very specific with your questions. So you try that. You ask yourself questions and you start using your brain. And every time your brain goes into automatic mode, every time you pick up the phone and say, I'm gonna read my Facebook feed, stop it. Use the brain, right? Use the thinking brain. You know that it's bad for you, so stop it. You know that reading the Facebook feed is not gonna help you in any single way. It's not gonna make you smarter. It's not gonna help you make more money. It doesn't do anything for you except give you temporary dopamine that will not help you in the long run. And in fact, you're gonna get more stupid the more you read your Facebook feed. It's true, because you are not using your thinking brain. You're not using the front part of your brain, your thinking brain. When you check your Facebook feed, you're basically just appeasing, you're pleasuring the ancient part of your reptilian brain, the brain that you got from millions, hundreds of millions of years ago from reptiles, from turtles, from snakes, from dinosaurs. You're only pleasuring that part of your brain. So why not use the modern human brain of yours and start thinking? And when you start thinking, this becomes true. When you start thinking, then this becomes true. If you want to grow rich, you got to learn how to think. All right? Take fucking action and stop reading your fucking Facebook feed. Stop watching any more YouTube videos except mine. And, like TikTok is completely shit, right? Don't be a fucktard.